So hey guys, good morning. So this is my first video after my introductory video. This is my first video in which I'll be discussing about my first project. Actually, firstly I'll tell you what are things I've planned in future that gonna be documenting. So I've thought that I would be preparing different series for my different projects. Firstly, and there would be there would be including like site studies, a design process, then the what is journey. I would be documenting the journey behind every project. So yes, this is the first project of my first series itself, which would be my first project. So actually I thought, though it's I think very late for starting to document my architectural journey, but though it's like online studies from my first semester itself, so I thought, it's not very late to start documenting it. So I thought, yes, let's document. But one thing that going to be happening in this series that I would not be able to document the whole design process. That how though it was a very small scale project. It was a basic ice cream parlor project. My first project was, and it was not a very large scale project. So I was given a very small plot. I would be discussing it further in this video itself. I would give a design brief, but it's just an introduction that what all things I would be discussing in this video. So uh, in this series, in this video I would be discussing about the design process, what are elements that I personally considered while designing that ice cream parlor, and zoning and different elements, different things. I'll be discussing it on the screen itself. So the first thing I wanted to clear before starting the video was what the every single thing, every single element that gonna be discussed in this video would be my perceptions, would be my understanding based upon my experience till now, based upon my knowledge I have gained through online mode itself. And yeah, I'll discuss lots of things in this video. So let's head to the screen. So firstly, I introduce you to the design brief that my professor actually introduced me at the very initial stage. So what we were told that we were given a actually let me first tell you that it was a very small scale project. Okay, it was a very small scale project. It was my first project though, and we were told that we were given an area of 10.5 meter by 7.5 meter in a shopping mall, and adjacent to my area there were shops obviously, and in front of my area there was a front corridor, and back to it there was service corridor. So at initial stage what we were told that we have to provide a sitting area, a waiting space, and then the obviously the service counters and washrooms, and separate entry and exit for service as well as customers. So what I thought, when actually my professor introduced me to this project, the first thing that came into my mind was the crowd management. I don't know why, but this was the thing continuously revolving around my mind. The reason behind it was I've frequently seen that when we enter shopping malls, we don't usually think that if we enter the particular area, will it be affecting crowd or will it be increasing crowd. Then definitely if I would be at that place, even I would not think about these things, but as an architect we should think about it. So what I thought that before thinking about the aesthetic look of ice cream parlor or anything like that, let me first think about crowd management, like how I'll be managing the crowd in that particular area. So I wanted that the people who are enjoying and vibing in that ice cream parlor, enjoying their ice creams, should not that space should be totally differentiated to the space where people would rather come, sit in the waiting space, or they would rather go to the service counters and place their orders. I wanted to keep that space totally different from the seating space so that they could enjoy their spare times. The solution to it was, sometimes people, they don't think about this is sitting space, this is waiting area, this is the space that I ought to be using. They would not rather think about it. So they have to visually, we as an architect, what I thought, if visuals were such that people would not rather think about this is waiting space, this is sitting area, they would be rather differentiated physically. So what I thought, the space, I would rather tell you by drawing some stuff. So I would rather firstly introduce you to the zoning, what zoning I did for my project. So this was the waiting area. It was just a sofa. This was the entry and exit for the customers. This was the entry and exit for the staff members, and from here it was the service counter. From here, this was the service area. I would rather tag it as a service area. This total was a service area. Then from here to here, it was a storage space. Okay, and if we would cut the area in the half, this was my sitting area, and this whole was the area where people would move around. So what I thought, how I would differentiate these two areas, how I would differentiate it. And here, sorry for that, here there were washrooms. Here there were washrooms. So first thing was really obvious, that differentiating by some partition walls and all these things. But what I was thinking, like, normally when we enter malls and all these stuff, normally shops would have glass facade. They wanted to show that what all elements we have kept in our shop, then why you should enter our shop. So that's the reason they normally place a glass facade. So here it was a glass. This was a glass, total glass, and these were the glass doors, glass double doors. So what I thought was, just we will elevate this area, we'll elevate this much area by some 0.17 meters. It's an elevation of one step. So we'll just elevate the area that could differentiate these two areas, this area and this area, which will totally differentiate, and we'll place a glass partition wall, a small half partition wall, which would be in a glass. This would be a glass, and here we will place a small step to enter this area, and here it will be sitting space. Here it will be a sitting space. So what these things did was, when people would enter the shop, they would rather go to the sitting space, or they would rather go to the service counter to place their orders, or they would rather go to the washrooms directly, or they would rather go to the sitting area. So no arrow was intersecting. So yes, we'll go to the plan, but I thought that first, at initial stage, I should be explaining how I place the elements, various elements. So this was the proper zoning. This was the zoning I did. Okay. So hope I am explaining it too well, and sorry if I am making any mistakes while zoning. This was just an initial project. So yes, we will now head towards the plan. So this was the plan that I have made. It's to be very honest, it's just about playing with the partition walls and differentiating various areas of the space. So this is all about it. So as I have said, this was my entry and exit. Oh, sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, so this was the plan of my ice cream parlor. Actually, to be very honest, um, I've not put much efforts in this. It was my initial project. I wanted it to be very simple, very subtle, as well as very functional, functional space. It's just about playing with the partition walls and differentiating various spaces and the transition between spaces. So it was all about it. So as I've discussed in the zoning part, in the design brief itself, what I have told here, I've created a sofa. I've placed a sofa where it was a five-seater sofa where people could just wait and just enjoy the vibes of ice cream parlor. This this here, it was the service counter. It was the service bar, and this was the back bars. This the width of these back bars was zero point 0.6 meters, and maximum width of this front bar was 0.88 meters, and the places between these bars are 0.91 meters, which is around 3 feet. So it was that simple. This was my service door for exit and entry for the staff members, and I've placed the storage such that only staff members could have the access to that space, and which would be totally separated from the area of the customer area. So this was the thing. This was the reason to place the storage here. I've created a door. I've placed a door here so that people would enter. Staff members would. I'll rather explain you the movement of the staff members. They would. Here is the entry. Here is the entry and exit of staff members. They would rather move around here. And this is the storage space, which was the dimensions of the storage space was 2.25 meters by 1.7 meters. So all the dimensions here are in the meters itself. So I wanted to create washrooms such that people would rather enjoy sitting, because the reason behind placing washrooms here and the door here was the people sitting here would not get the view of that washroom space, because no one would like that. If we are enjoying our ice creams and in front of us we are getting the view of a whole washroom, so no one would like that. So, and also one thing, people entering the shop would have the movement like this. People would rather go to the sitting area directly. People would rather go to the service counters to place their orders, or people would rather go to the washrooms or the sitting area. So this was the moment. So in zoning, what we do is we totally think about no movement should get intersect, because the point where these arrows get intersect, these are the arrows where people would move around, and where the arrows would intersect, there would be the chances of getting crowded area at point. So these are the things to keep in mind. Okay, so I have placed the door of this toilet and these toilet facilities such that people entering the shop would have direct view of the toilet. They could rather not search around where is the toilet. They would rather get the view that yes, there is the toilet, there is the service bars, there is the waiting area, and there is the sitting space. Okay, this area, this whole area, this whole area, was at 0.0 meters level, and this area was at plus 0.17 meters. Okay, so that was the solution which I have met to the crowd management. They would rather not think to go and step here and wait over here. They would rather not think about it. So this space would totally get differentiated, and the people sitting over here would enjoy their ice creams or anything like that. Getting it? Okay. Now coming to the toilet space, my toilet area for female was 1.8 meters by 1.1 meters, and for male it was the same 1.8 by 1.1 meters. And these were some washing area, and yes, that was the things. And coming to the seating area, if we will discuss about the width of the seating area, which was 4.8 meters, okay, and the length of this seating area, this was 4.15 meters, and this was 4.8 meters. I've created 3 tables of 3 sittings, and like sofa like tables for if we go with the friend circles, and we would have enough space to togetherly sit on one table. So these were the 2 tables for it, and this would be a glass facade. They could enjoy the whole view around them. So this was pretty much about the plans. I don't think there's more like discussing about the plan. This was a very basic plan though. Okay, let me just tell you one thing. This is the section line, okay? This is the section line. This section line. For your kind information, this is the section line. We'll also go to the section that I've drawn. So this is section line. I'm just telling you. Okay, so let's move to the section now. Okay, so this was the section. Obviously I will also discuss about the interior that I've created, the colors I've used. So the reason behind using a wooden interior was when we enter a mall, obviously in the rush times during night time or the evening times, malls would have rather the lightnings like white or the yellow lightnings that would create a very good vibe. So the reason behind using the wooden interior was I wanted to have such kind of interior, such kind of colors in my ice cream parlor that would kind of merge into the mall's lighting. At the same time, it would be like eye catching for the customers. So I just thought about the wooden interior because that would that was the only material that came into my mind which was perfectly fitting into these conditions. So these were the things. At the same time, I have also used some bamboos, some in this space, because this whole section is my sitting area, and this whole section here, this is my service bar, this is my service door, and here, from here, it would be a that waiting area. Okay, so the reason when using bamboos in sitting area was that were perfectly matching with the wooden interior, and the green color would give us the emotion of peace, the calmness, and triggering these emotions in the sitting area would help, not actually help, that would create a vibe, or the people sitting and enjoying the ice creams that could really have a good kind of vibes. So that is the only reason. And here, this is the glass partition wall, it's of 3 feet. It's of 3 feet. Okay, this wall is of 3 feet, and this is the step. This is the step. Okay, and this thing is of 0.7 meters, 0.17 meters. So this was it. This was my section, and this was a pretty good project for me actually. So that's it for this project. And actually I would request you that not to get bored. Okay, especially I'm requesting for the people, for the architecture aspirants who are in their third year or the second year itself, or the fourth year also. They would rather think that what kind of basic stuff he is showing, and there are lots of mistakes even in this project. But it's okay now. It's my first project. I know there are some mistakes in zoning or even the plan draftings. Actually, I wanted to show you my CAD drawings, but due to some license issues, I would not be able to. I was not able to record the AutoCAD screen, so I was not able to show you the CAD drawings. So these were the basic hand drafted drawings that I had of my first project. So I thought it's okay to share these projects. So this was it for this project, and for upcoming videos, my second project would be restaurant that I've already completed. And for in upcoming videos, we'll be discussing my recent ongoing project. It's a very interesting project, yet I've not started it because I want to document the whole process of that project, from the design process, from the elements, from the factors, from the area, from the site study. Everything I'll be documenting, and that would be a kind of series. So in my second upcoming video, we'll be discussing about my second project, which was restaurant. And from the third video, we'll be documenting the whole journey of the design process and the project. So yes, stay tuned, and thanks for watching.